Hello, everyone, and welcome to It's Your Call, a series where we ask you what you would do on difficult bidding problems. My name is Kai, and I'm joined by Avery today, who has been playing bridge for 10 years, but she's only really seriously started playing bridge about a year and a half ago. It's been a part of her life for the entirety of her life, and she's had a lot of experience because she's been going to a lot of tournaments, watching all the pros around her play. Some big things that Avery has gone through is she recently went to Veldhoven on the U16 USA 2 team, and they came second place, which is absolutely awesome. Congratulations on that. And in the recent summer NABC, they were in the GNTCs, and her team came first in that. So lots and lots of success from Avery here. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us on It's Your Call today. And hopefully,
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I wanted to ask you because Veldhoven, the World Youth Team Championships, is absolutely an amazing event. How was the experience for you to travel internationally and compete for the USA team?
It was truly such an amazing experience. Like back in January of last year, so it's almost a full year now.
Hmm.
Um, I had found out that they might be forming this team, and I was like, oh, it would be so cool to just play in another country. And I never could have expected like the camaraderie between even different countries, but also with your own, and just the experience of playing behind screens the whole time.
I haven't experienced the screens myself. Is it complex? Like, how does it work?
The way they did it there was they had us bid on tablets.
What? Okay.
So, like, the screen was down while we were bidding on tablets
Uh-huh.
with random delays. So, like, you can factor in hesitations or anything.
Interesting.
But we were holding cards. Like, we had cards, but we
Okay.
bid on tablets. So there
Interesting.
wasn't like the traditional, like, sliding the tray because we had tablets to bid on,
Okay.
but it was unlike anything I've ever done in bridge before.
Wow. Absolutely awesome. Are you going to go for a repeat success?
I hope so.
Are
Thank
you
you.
going to be competing in U21 at that time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. We're not going to be competing
Thank
against each
you.
other, thankfully, with your recent successes. So, without further ado, it's time for It's Your Call. Okay, so the problem that we have here, we are playing match points, and you are south. So you are not vulnerable, and they are vulnerable. And east starts with a pass, and now it's your call.
So you're looking at your hand. You have an eight card club suit. I feel like three clubs seems too weak.
It definitely feels just way too weak. Like it's
Yeah,
like
because you have nine high and an eight card suit.
the two aces, you've got that singleton. It just feels so it just feels too good to be opening, but you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do after I open. And if I open a preempt, then I might be preempting my partner because I'm in second seat. So it's like, what the heck? I don't know. It is a big head scratcher because you really have to think about what you are going to do after whatever bid you make. What is your style generally? Do you like preempting with these hands or opening with these hands?
I like to open these hands,
Okay.
typically. I just think that starting with an opening bid, this hand is worth an opener. You have two singletons and you have an eight card suit plus nine high. I think that's definitely more than the 12 most people open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I just
definitely.
feel like if you preempt this hand, your partner's going to pass sometimes white at match points with like 15, 16, and you could be missing such an easy game. Doesn't
Yeah.
seem worth it.
All right. So start with one club then.
Yes,
Uh,
one club.
One club, a confident one club, and then the it will go pass. Now north is going to bid one spade and a pass from east. What now?
Okay, so this, in a strange way, is both what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear.
Right.
Because I feel like over a diamond or a heart, you have a very clear two clubs bid.
Mm-hmm.
But once it's a spade, you could be missing an eight card major suit fit. And especially at match points where majors score better, that might be where you want to be.
Right. It's like, do you rebid your clubs or do you just support partner with this three card spade suit? Neither of your bids are really forcing. Um,
Yeah.
so it's you're just stuck in this thing of like, I we still don't have any clue of where we want to be with this hand, and it's hard to evaluate our hand based off of that. I mean, immediately after the one spade, I'm thinking that I want to probably be in spades. I'm just very, very biased towards majors. Um,
Yes. And that's what makes this hand a problem is the fact that it's majors versus minors.
mhm.
But I just think a lot of the time your partner can have something like king fourth or even like king queen fourth, and then you'll end up in four spades and you won't be that happy there.
You're crushing my dreams, Avery.
All I'm saying is that if your partner simply just has like the king of clubs, you have like nine playing tricks and three no, so you don't necessarily want to be in spades.
Very true. So, what do you think? Do you think two clubs accurately describes your hand better? Raising to two spades, raising to three spades, even? I mean, two clubs, your hands just feels too good still for that, in my opinion.
It does feel too good. At the same time, you have to keep in mind that it is still a nine count.
Right. You're like, it's a nine count. You can't be completely biased to your distribution. And, like, there are
Hmm.
some scenarios where you don't even know if the club suit is going to be any help to you, especially in spades. Like, if
Right.
partners shorten clubs and, like, there's no guarantee for you to have entries, like, the ace of diamonds is going to get knocked out at some point, and you're going to have to draw trump before setting up clubs, and there's just no guarantee it's going to set up. So,
If your partner is short in clubs, then a spade game probably isn't that good. And a
right.
spade part score probably isn't even that good. Because your suit is fairly self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, yes, you're missing the king and the queen, but you do have eight of them. So it feels unlikely that it could go too wrong, even opposite a singleton or a void. Whereas in no trump, this suit is just useless.
Yeah.
And even in spades, if your partner doesn't have many clubs, if your partner has a stiff, it's actually could be fine if they don't lead a diamond. But if your partner has a void, then the suit just isn't setting up.
Right.
So then your partner also has to deal with all of their losers, and there's only three trumps on the board.
What is the bids that are coming to mind?
As much as I nothing seems great,
Right.
but it would probably be between two clubs and two spades with a slight preference towards two clubs.
So two clubs by South, and then West passes. Okay, two diamonds, artificial game force. That should definitely be partner's bid.
Now that partner has game forced, I think you have to bid two spades.
Yeah, I
A
think
lot
it's a
of
pretty
times what
clear.
partner is looking for is three card spade support, so you have it. You
Yeah,
show it.
two spades. And since we're already in a game force, partner's lower bids here are more slam interest. So I think that three spades here would be finally confirming this fit, and it would be showing slam interest.
Hmm.
And now, as South, we both at this point are like very much into the idea of slam. I mean, partner with this hand probably they could have a five card spade suit. They could definitely have more, but all we know is that we're in a game forcing auction. Partner has slam interest, and we've got this pretty decent club suit, and we've got these two singletons. So you think it's a control bid situation?
I definitely think you have to actually. It's interesting because you're control bidding, but what are you control bidding for? You have all the controls.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you're supposed to pick between your stiffs, I don't really see how you could logically do that. And it seems kind of redundant to re-control bid your eight card club suit that you already bid twice.
Right. It's like you've got to have
So,
control there for sure.
so I think showing a club control at this point is pointless. You definitely want to make a forward going bid.
Like if you're confident that partner will pick up that you're just bypassing the clubs because you're bypassing the clubs, um, or you're just specifically looking for a specific card, or do you just immediately go for key cards?
The way I see it is you could very much have play for a slam opposite like ace king sixth of spades and a stiff club, and that's a seven count. You know your partner has more than that.
Yes, easily more than that.
They have the ace of hearts and it's pretty much golden. You kind of just care about key cards at this point. I feel like with everything else, You just kind of want to know, okay, do they have the ace, king, queen of trumps? Do they have the ace of hearts? And I don't think control bidding is productive here at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that
So
sentiment.
I think I would just bid for no.
All right. For no Trump, going straight to key cards. Partners like, what do you mean, no control bids? Um, Playing 1430, five diamonds.
Well, they have to have three.
Yeah, like they can't have zero, right? I mean, or could they?
Hmm. If they have zero, then we're already probably too high anyways. Because
Right.
we're already off the ace of hearts and the ace, king of spades.
Just go at this
So
point. It's like the
at this point, might as well go down more. So I guess now we're probing for grand. Because
mm-hmm.
your partner could still have a very big hand. They aren't limited with three spades. They could just be looking for simply controls with like a very strong hand. And you'll have no way of knowing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think whatever your queen ask is here, you have to bid it.
Okay, let's
I would
just
say five
five
hearts.
hearts is the queen ask, and partner would say five no trump, which would be I do have the queen, but I don't have any outside kings.
You see, this bid is very good and very bad for you. You know they don't have wasted kings in your stiffs,
Mm-hmm.
but they also don't have the king of clubs. You're either gambling on length or spade splitting if they even have more than five, which you're not sure about, or the queen. So I think does six clubs, what would six, I don't think six clubs, is that a delayed cubid or is that like more probing?
I think that should be more
That's the
probing
question.
personally. Like if you've got something helpful here, then you can bid this. I don't think you need to have a delay because we
And
have
that's
the
what I
option
bid.
for qbids already, you know? So
Yeah.
I think it should definitely be some sort of probe.
And I think that's what I'd bid because your partner knows, you already know your partner doesn't have the king. So your partner knows you aren't asking for the king.
Right. It's like,
The
do you
question
have
is, will
something
your partner
special?
think that something helpful is a stiff?
Mm-hmm. I think I think most of the time when you are bidding this, a stiff is sufficient to be something helpful. I mean, it's either the queen or a stiff, but like the problem is that if partner has like queen doubleton, your grand is still on a finesse, and I mean, I think a queen would count as sufficiently helpful for this bid to be reasonable.
One thing I forgot to note is that your trump spots are very good. And your partner could very easily have the jack of spades, which makes life a lot easier because then you can rough things high starting early. Now I kind of wish I had bid 3 no earlier to see if my partner had a club control. Um,
I haven't actually really gotten to a point in an actual auction where six clubs has existed. Um, you think partner would just bid seven spades immediately after, or would they just bid something else, like more of like a six diamonds, to just say I've got the important thing, I'm not just signing off? Maybe partner isn't willing to commit to seven. Like, is there like just a generic way to say yes, I do have this, as opposed to because obviously bidding six spades would just kind of be a sign off, right? But it's like, why else would partner be asking? It's like kind of bid seven if you have this. Of course, there's probably other methods that are much much more useful, and
yeah,
people
the
have
more I
system
think
for
about
this.
it,
We do not.
the more I think about it, I really should have bid 3 no over 3 spades. But
Nothing wrong with being scientific. um,
yeah, no, because I didn't think the club control was valuable until I realized the point in the auction would like
you didn't envision the four no, five diamonds, five hearts, five no, six clubs. I want to know whether or not you've got a singleton partner. That's a lot of thinking ahead.
yeah.
So I same here. I would have found myself in this position too. I don't care about controls. Let's just go. And then we're like, I want to know about club controls. So I don't know exactly what the difference between six diamonds and six hearts are, but I'd imagine that partner would probably bid six diamonds.
Now you're kind of at a standstill because you kind of just have to guess at this point.
Yeah. I mean, partner did say yes in some way. It's just, is it the right yes?
The question is, how likely are they to have a stiff club? Well, actually, if they have a doubleton club, it's still not the end of the world. It's specifically a doubleton that's bad because three is fine for you
Mm-hmm.
and one is fine for you. The only reason three could be bad is if for a potential opening club rough.
Right. And I mean, like, it could also be, Queen Doubleton is a fine Doubleton. It's still on a finesse, but it isn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
And
So I just,
partner probably does have the queen in this situation if they don't have a singleton, right? So at least
yes.
you've got a 50% chance. It's more like a 75% chance because it could either be the queen or singleton.
I just think that there's too many possibilities to not bid seven here.
I completely agree with you. So, seven spades. We had this lengthy auction that got us to seven spades. If
Very
only
long
we had a
option.
total of 20 minutes to have an auction in real bridge, and we would have this wonderful masterpiece. And it wouldn't be
This masterpiece that
manufactured.
could have probably been improved by a three no bid.
Probably. Okay. Like, it's not all masterpieces are perfect. Okay. There's still tiny little flaws.
Very true.
Um, okay, so partner's hand is ace, king, queen, jack, seventh of spades, ace,
Seven.
doubleton of hearts, queen, singleton of clubs, and three small diamonds.
Okay, so it's great.
So we may bid and may grand. Uh, there's no roughing potential. The opponents are just nothing to say. Um, so yeah, good job. Got
Thanks.
got you to the right spot, despite the not bidding the three no. Thank you so much for joining me on this one. It was eventful. We got to a grand slam. That was good.
Yep.
The actual hand that was played, South opened four clubs, and then North responded four spades,
And then you just cry.
and then you just cry. I mean, South bid five spades, because the hand is just way too good to not support partner, and partner was
Hmm.
like, "What the heck is happening?" and just passed.
This is exactly why I wouldn't open four clubs, is because it just feels like preempting your partner.
Okay, Avery, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
here, and best of luck to you in the rest of your bridge endeavors. Make it onto that World Youth Team Championship team again. To our audience, what would you have done? Would you have opened one club? Would you have preempted? What systems do you guys have here? There's a lot of style stuff that you can do that we didn't. We just went off of. We don't have any agreements. We just kind of made them up as we went. The two diamonds is a very, very crucial bid here by North. So yeah, let us know. Would you have made it to seven spades, or would you have not? Please let us know in the comments down below. And please, if you like the video and subscribe to the ACBL YouTube channel for more It's Your Call videos. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Goodbye.